G'day guys, and welcome to the Music Reel. You are tuned in with Mark, Nikki, and Michael from the Pushworth camp.
Hi.
And today we are chatting about the ever important invoicing. Nikki, where would you like us to begin today?
Okay, so when you register with us, make sure you provide the correct ABN and the correct GST status. And if you do change the GST status, make sure you email Alex at accounts@pushworth.com and CC your booker so that they know if there's any contracts they're about to put in the system that you've got a different GST status, because it can take up to, a couple of months for all of that to be sorted with the venue going, no, they're not GST registered, they are GST registered. So we want to make sure that we get that right from the outset. And as soon as you make a change, then we can make a change in the system, but we can only do that in writing. So make sure you CC accounts at Pushworth. All right, so guys.
Also just on that, can I just chip in? If you change your account details, let us know as well.
So your bank account details, so your BSB, that happens a lot. Yeah, make sure you put everything in writing. Anything to do with money, put it in writing to make sure that it gets done properly, because you want to get paid. That's the most important thing. All right, so I think, Mark, when you started out with us, you were processing invoices. So you'd have a good idea of, I guess, the challenges that Alex faces at the moment. So maybe give these guys an idea of the things that they need to think about.
Absolutely. Okay, so to begin, basic details on an invoice are everything. I couldn't tell you the amount of times that we'd receive an invoice from an act, and it would be something like, here's an invoice for X amount of dollars, but they've failed to put down the venue that they played at, they failed to put down the date that they actually performed, and hence we sort of end up with an invoice for nothing. It is there for a performance, but if we're not given those pertinent details, there's nothing we can actually allocate that particular invoice to.
Right. So here's an example we've got up on the screen right now.
Yeah.
So
now everyone will know from the agreements we send out there, it's got all these details on there. So, it's got the date of the performance, the venue, the artist name, and that sort of thing. So look, if we work through from top to bottom, up in that top there, it's always good to, always have your ABN number. So your ABN, or your ABN number.
Yep.
What your company is.
Yep.
And if we move down, we've got attention. So that's going to be to account, Pushworth accounts, company name, email address, all that sort of stuff which you fill in. And this is all stuff you can template as well. So the only part you really have to change is the performance date, the item, the details, and then the net amount. Now, what we're saying when it's net amount, on our agreements, there's three payment parts. There's the gross, which is the total amount that we're invoicing the venue for, and then that's broken down into the net amount, which is the amount that you invoice for, plus GST if you are GST registered, and then the fee that we're charging is also on there as well. But you just need to invoice for the net amount. So if you're ever unsure on what to invoice for, how much you're getting paid, it is the net amount.
And also there might be times when there's no fee and it's just a net amount, and that's because of a variety of different services that we provide. So whatever the net amount is on your contract, make sure that you add that into your invoice. And if you can track it through the G Suite, which we'll put a link to that as well. There's a little video we've done on that, and we'll have a link to the invoice template. Now, one thing we do need to look out for you is when things go wrong. So you've done an extra set, you've been sent home early, there's been an issue, and your booker has to deal with it. So Michael, you have to deal with a lot of those. What do you recommend?
Yeah. Well, look, we generally invoice on a Sunday night. So if there's been something where you've done an extra set or something like that, let us know at the time that it happens. Just shoot us a text. And that way we can follow up with you the next day, or, there is agreements we do have in place with venues. If they do an extra set, they get X amount of dollars, and we just add it in. So if you can let us know that at the time that it happens, that's going to make the whole process easier, because by the time we get to Sunday night and send through the invoice to the venue, they'll be aware that yes, that's coming, and then we don't have to delay the process by going through, cancelling the contract, redoing it, and then resending it out. And it's already going to delay you by about 2 or 3 days anyway. So if we can know at the time when it happens, we can get that change done and sorted so the invoice runs straight away.
And that's also perhaps if you only do a set and you're sent home early, so whether it's raining or something happens,
Yep.
so whatever change to your contract, let these guys know by text straight away, because it could add another month to the processing time, because we've got to go through a governance process through our actual system, and then with the system of the venue. And if they're dealing with the head office, then that's another step you've got to add on. So any changes straight away, let everyone know.
That's it. And there's also the side of things too, that if they don't actually tell us within, before that Sunday, it may very well get to a point where we actually have to go through and put another contract in the system just for that very small amount of cash. And as we said, you can be waiting again for that as well. So
yeah. So look, as we're saying, be really upfront, transparent, communicate with us. Any changes, let us know, whether it's your ABN, your GST, you've done too much, you've done not enough, whatever the change is in, let us know, because it's going to affect the amount of time it'll take to get you paid. So I hope that helps. All of the templates and links will be on this post. Any questions, let us know, but I hope that helps you with an idea about invoicing for live music acts. This is the Music Reel.
ciao.